Hello, Ulysses. Hello, Bubbles. And hello, Squeak. And hello to you again, everyone. When we last left off, we took care of two jobs. There was a dog car that was brought to our establishment, as well as the billboard. And today, we are working on a tea kettle house out in Power Falls, the Teapot room. Isn't it astonishing how the universe works? We just finished our annual karmic mud flinging workshop, and we're looking at our wonderful tea room covered top to bottom when my assistant asked if it would ever be clean again. I laughed and said, of course it will, and at that exact moment, a flyer for a power washing company blew into the courtyard and stuck itself to the wall. Whilst the mud made that one unreadable, it reminded me that we already had your number from Harper, who had a great time at our workshop. All right, cool. Thank you, Harper. Referrals are always recommended. And yeah, tea kettle house. And we have a moving gnome. Oh, hello, moving gnome. I'll just place you over to the side. One thing The Sims taught me is you don't upset the gnomes, whatever you do. So I think the house should be last. Let's go ahead and start working on these chairs here. We'll start with the chairs. Get them nice and good. Very Alice in Wonderland. Always time for tea. Mustard? Let's not be silly. Lemon, that's different. Yeah, we'll get these chairs taken care of in the outside furniture. Right there in the little nook and cranny. That looks really dirty. Is that a shadow? Let's soap that up and try. Yes. Okay, so probably a shadow. Tough to see between shadows and dirt and grime. Yeah, we'll widen up our stance a bit. Interesting design for a chair. But we'll take it. Oh, nice upholstery there. Very comfy looking. I don't know if it actually is comfy, but we will see. All right, chair. What's left on you? Shouldn't be too awful much. All right, part of me is thinking, is this inside? Because I don't see any other dirt on this particular chair unless there's a groove. Oh, there we go. Right on the bottom of the handle. All right, we'll make note of that next time. How wide can we go? Fairly wide. That's what I like to see. Of course, our pizza pan will make quick work of the patio here. Don't know if you've ever tried karmic mud flinging. It's quite amazing. Oh, is it? First, you think of anyone who has wronged you. Then you pick up a dollop of mud and fling it whilst uttering what we call the expletives of forgiveness. Well, I mean, that's, you can do that without flinging mud. You fling expletives instead. Yeah, the cushion should be fairly easy, but this chair definitely has some embedded mud. This isn't from a mud fling. This is embedded here. Let's coat this entire chair with some soap. Break that grime up. Especially on this side. That was the worst. And then we remember the underside of our handle this time. Kind of in the backside. Nice. So that chair went a whole lot quicker. 1% done. Yeah, I don't think the furniture and the patio is going to be that much in the grand scheme of things as far as total clean is concerned. It's going to be that tea kettle. All right, cool. Luckily, the cushion is pretty mud resistant. We don't have to work too hard on that. But yeah, these chairs, really grody. I thought we were out of soap. Nope, not out of soap, thankfully. Yeah, once we're done with this task here, we'll be able to afford a higher pressure or a more professional washer. Kind of looking forward to what it can offer. Oh, there we go. Yep, inside the ring. All right, table shouldn't be... Yeah, table isn't bad at all, in fact. Let's make use of the flat cleaner while we can. And I'll also get some of the patio. Yeah. Narrow that thing up and get the edge. Then we'll have the underside to do. And then we got to do it all over again with that set. All right, that is the rim. Good. Underside will definitely need some work. Inconveniently placed T-chairs. All right, cool. We got it. All right, underside is taken care of. Now we just have to get the inner. Luckily, this can go really quickly. Kind of tough to see that dirt. And then I think we just have this lip around the inside here. And the table will be taken care of. All right, cool. Work on this patio. Yep, the bird approves. Yeah, we'll just work our way from outside in. The dirt doesn't look too clinged on. Awkward getting around these chairs, though. Yep, down you go. I'm looking forward to getting some more high-powered stuff. But then we'll have to see if the high-powered stuff comes with a pizza pan. So we can't get rid of this one until we're sure of that. Right. So that is patio done. Oh, one more set of chairs. Yeah, let's go ahead and pre-soap. Because we know some of that is going to be really caked on. I wonder if there's a soap extender. It wouldn't make sense, because, you know, the soap would disperse. All right, got the top of the handle. We remember to get the inside edges. Is kind of our warm-up before we get into the hot and heavy of the house. All right, and then the chair back. Does this go a little bit quicker? Almost. Oh, come on. You don't have much to go. There we go. Cool. So now that we know our trouble spots, the chairs are going much quicker. They weren't kidding when they said mud flinging. It's almost like they took it out on the furniture. Was that a bee? Or something? I heard something. Out here in the wilderness. Head on a swivel, man. Don't want a bear or something that comes stalking up on you. All right, now the outside's done. Couchon. And then the front should be all set. Nice. Yeah, we got these chairs down to a science now. Now we know where the trouble spots are. All right, cool. I haven't thought about how we want to tackle that yet, obviously top to bottom, but we do have the scaffolding there. We can get to the little nubbin up top. All right, that's a lap around the chair. Cushion good. Back of the handle and down here. All right, so that should take care of that. Then we just got the backing. Well, I thought we had it down to a science. Well, you know. All right, where is this chair defeating us at? Oh, right there? Yeah, probably. So we didn't get all the way on the edge. That was our mistake. Cool. Table fairly quickly here. Now, I'm not sure if there's anything else besides the house that will be left. I suppose we'll take a gander and see if there's anything hidden that we also need to clean. All right, let's get this underside. Seems like more of a straightforward job. Probably pretty similar to that Art Deco house. We'll probably use the same type of approach that we did for the Art Deco. All right, ring around. A little bit of growtiness, but not too awful bad. All right, so that's the stalk. Now, if we're lucky, we can get the whole base in one fell swoop. Nice. Just move it on over. I didn't look and see if there was extensions for this, but we're saving up for that new medium pressure washer, so it's better probably to save our money since we're going to be in the market for a new washer soon. Oh, you little tricksy. All right, is that... There we go. All right, so that completes our outdoor set. Now it is just the house, and I'm seeing a lot of little bits and bobs that may pose an issue for us here. Let's see if we can hop to the top from this scaffold here. Onto the stack. Nice. On up here. Oh, it's green. Never would have expected that. Can we just give it a big old polish? Yes, we can. The lid roof. Yeah, this is speeding things up nicely. Now, I imagine the roof might not be just this top part. We'll have to see. Yeah, we'll have to go in with a little bit more refined. But for now, we'll get the chimney. Can we... Cool. So chimney's done. We are working on this lid. Yeah, so all of that counts as the lid roof as well. So we'll focus on this side. That's going to be a little bit of an issue for that overhang. But this feels like we can get through this fairly quickly, since we have the pizza pan that can pretty much wash all flat surfaces really quickly. Alright, so that's that done. We'll get the lid wall. Alright, we can't go that big. There we go. Teapot is red. Once again, who would have thought? Whoop, don't slip. Alright, so I don't know how far out the lid wall counts, but we can go through once we get this little underside done. I should be able to polish this up nice. Hey, Wishy! Here you're down at the T of Tranquility today. Oh, instead of the Sea of Tranquility. Well, the Eagle has landed. How's it looking? Wasn't so tranquil there yesterday, I can tell you. Yeah, it sounds like everyone was airing their grievances. In fact, it got downright feisty. Yeah, as I imagine it would. Just a little bit. Yeah, so the lid wall might actually extend to this underside here, which we can brush that up as well, right along the edge here. And this actually still might, no, so that's wall, not lid wall. All right, so this is kind of where we're going. Right in the crevice. Get as much off of this as I can. Yeah, this little lip. Have to attack it at a funny angle. That's an awkward join right there, too. But we should be almost done with it. Almost, man. Come on. A little bit there. A little bit of on the underside. Nice. So, that is lid wall complete. Do we branch off and do one of these overhangs? I think we may. So we'll work on this overhang first. Go pizza pan. And then the little nubbin we can take care of as well. Possibly. Okay, so that thing was really ground on, huh? No, there we go. Yeah, that's tough to hit. We'll do it with the ye old fashioned. Alright, so that's roof knob done. I'm not sure if there's an underside to this roof that counts. We'll just get the edges as we can. Yeah, we're probably going to have to come back from the other side. So we'll just get as much as we can with this. I like that the head reaches around like that. Makes our job easier, so we don't go slipping off the thing. Which we're trying to do. Alright, roof ridge. Yeah, we might have to spray that. Yep, from another side. Cool, so that counts. So while we're down here, can we get the real extender out and pop that roof? Yeah, so that counts as well. Yeah, that's going to be really difficult to get into that window. But we almost got the roof. We're going to have to go really refined right in that corner. Can we get it? Yeah, that's what the lift is definitely for. All right, so roof is good. At least that roof is good. Okay, so this roof has a bit of a flat face. And there's the underside of our roof ridge. Yeah, that was going to be really inconvenient to get from the top. Yeah, I think that whole green section is technically roof. And that's embedded in there too. Yeah, may require our scaffold to get that roof section completely done. All right, so while we're up there, let's see if we can finish that up. And this section here too, the roof ridge. All right, probably backside if I had to make a guess. Yeah. That side is grody, so that's roof ridge done. Yeah, that was a lot there. So it was on the lip of the roof where a lot of dirt was holding on to. Yeah, I think we're going to have to come through with the scaffold to get the roof proper. All right, so wall will work on. And that may be one continuous piece for that wall. So let's get this trim at least. And then we can tackle that from a scaffold. Almost, man. Wall trim ain't got much. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Crap, can't climb up. All right, so we'll work on this section here. Yeah, that other roof is going to be our next focus point. Is that not... Okay, so that beam is really on there. Yeah, get all that ridge off. Then the other side of the roof as well is looking pretty bad. All right, so I imagine that roof ridge might be from the other side. If I had to make a guess, that roof is overhanging a window, which is going to be very inconvenient. At least we got topside. What I think we should do next is the spout. As we're kind of working from top to bottom here, the spout would be next. That way we could hit up the trim and whatnot from a ladder. And that's going to be really inconvenient to clean the inside of that spout. All right. Since we know we're doing spout, we'll jump on in it from here. And in fact, we might be able... Yeah, to hit the spout from the top here. Now what would be really awkward, so let's go from the top here. Hit on the inside of that, at least get the mouth good. That is, okay, that's pretty packed on. And we're going to have to come at it from the sides and the, and the bottom. But at least we got the inside. That's the difficult part to hit. And the front, we have our extension. So now we should be all good there. Well, I was going to. Anywho. See what we got. Yeah, that is. We've got to come at it from the extension. Get the nose of it like an elephant. Right under the lip. Cool. So that should be. Whew. Yeah, so we got all the dirt that we needed to from the top. Now we can get the rest of it pretty well taken care of. Can we shoot through? Yes, we can. Shoot right through the scaffolding. So this should complete spout. All right, spout taken care of. Let's work on this roof as well. A little dirt in the nook and cranny, but there we go. That took care of the awning there. Oh, right there in the corner. There we go. I was going to say, come on now. All right, so that roof is done, that roof is done, and the awning is done. Let's continue to work down from top to bottom here. Well, it would help if I jumped. Quick climber, though. All right, let's widen this stance up. Get this extension off. Well, we might need the extension. The mid extension, there we go. At least for a little bit. Get everything behind the spout. To be fair, 95% of it was due to this huge fella from the boonies. Honestly, you should have seen him. He had the silhouette of a Sasquatch and the karmic footprint of an angry wasp. Big guy had a lot of grievances. Sounds like. So that'll take care of that. That will take care of that. We can get to the bottom from there. Just let all of this run down. Cool. And then wall trim. We can help get this wall trim completely under control. All right, so this roof, yeah, this roof was good. Just have this massive wall to do. Yeah, we can't forget about the sticky outy bits. All right, any other sticky outy bits over here? Can't really see sticky outy bits over here. Tucked up right there in that corner. Yeah, bringing the scaffold over might not be a bad idea for these. But just get what we can while we can get it. That's the wall trim, and this is really meticulous work here. So it should be fine to hit from another angle. All right, good deal. Got that, got that. We can work on down this way. So now everything should be from the middle line below. All right. So I think pop that other extension up. All right, so window and frame. Yeah, it's going to be really tough to get. Without the scaffolding, especially those little places like that. Yeah, I'll have to come from the top. And that may end up throwing me off because I'm thinking like, well, hey, that window's going to be done because everything else above that is clean. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Yeah, that window definitely needs some help. So that's roof done. Upper window. Yeah, we might have to go scaffold on that. And then once we get low enough, we can get the pizza pie out. Right, upper window wall in this. Yeah, we might do all the windows together, so we know that we have to do them. There in the crack, and then should be able to finish this off at least, the upper window wall. Back side of the upper window. Crap. What's up? So the roof is done, but the upper window wall still has... Aha! All right, so upper window wall is good. Just draw a big old line. All right. So I think what we can do, now let's grab our step ladder. Whoop. Learn how to use a ladder. We can get right to the top. Okay, that part's good. Lower window frame. Okay, that's all one there. And that looks pretty grody. We're going to have to come from the top on that one. All right, cool. Yeah, that's really stuck on, man. There we go. We can at least get this section done of wall, since we're here and have a good angle. All right, what's up? There you go. Okay, that's top of the bricks done. So this wall section is good. We'll hit up as many wall sections as we can. So that part's good. Right in that angle. So kind of not a top to bottom sort of thing, but section by section. And then we'll have to bring the scissor lift to get the windows. Right there in the corner. All right, that'll be that. And I imagine these wall sections are going to be the majority of the place. All right, wall. What you got left? Probably up there. All right, step ladder. Yep, right there. Cool. So that was grody. We didn't do a very good job on this wall section. Use a ladder. Yeah, all those little bits, that'll come up and bite us. The bits that's left over. The upper window definitely needs some work. So what we'll do is after we get these wall sections done, we'll focus on the windows. Now we opened it up too much. There we go. Right there along the crevice. So that's some stuck-on stuff. All right. So that just leaves that little bit. Got the wall trim. Hopefully we got all of the wall trim up top that we needed to. Nice. I'll take care of the wall. I think one more section of wall left. All right, got that one. Making good time, all things considered. Maybe a bit too far. Well, this works. Cool. I was hoping we'd get that. And we did. Get right in that corner. Little bit stuck on. Doesn't require too awful much, though. Those bricks are going to be interesting to go around the outside with. Cool. And then one little section left. You know what? I don't need you. Actually, we might. I say that. And once we get this wall section done, hit up the windows. Right there on the edge. And yeah, probably. Right there in the corner. We got the trim good. All right, cool. Wall done. And yeah, so that is all walls done around the outside. Let's take the scissor lift up. And yeah, the inside of that upper window definitely needed some work. But I can't see. Okay, I was going to say I can't see if we need anything else in there. So that's... Oh, we need to do this window. Nope, that's the window we just did. All right. So we'll do this window. Yeah, right there in the bottom, where dirt likes to live. Cool. That window is done. I think there was one more window around the outside, in front of the door here. All right, so that's taken care of. So it's going to be awkward if I come back and there's stuff on the roof that I still need to do. We'll work on this surround. Now we'll take care of that. All right, let's get rotated. So we'll get the side surround. We'll focus on like the flower bed and whatnot next to last, and then the path will be last. Door surround. Flip it up. Can we? That kind of works. Get to the inside here. Yeah, right on the arch. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Might have to spray that one. All right, so what do you mean by surround? Is this still the surround? No, that's... No, there we go. Yeah, front door surround. A new job is available, eh? Aqua Regis, I wonder if you're free to wash down my shooting gallery at the carnival. And we can certainly work on that. Yeah, this thing was made for this arch. All right, so I think we have to come in with a little bit more refine around the edge, but it definitely did good work. Just have to get in the corners and the edges that we didn't get. I mean, almost there. Oh, there we go. How do we miss something that big? Cool around the edge. And then we got into the edge here, I thought. All right, door surround, there we go. Cool, so door surround is now done. We have this window frame. And as narrow as it is, I don't think we'll use the pizza pan on this one, since everything is like pretty narrow. All right, that should finish that up. So the sill is different from the surround. There's the frame. I really have to get in there, can we? Yeah, cool, doing a good job. It can do a good job on the sill and the window too, I believe. Yeah, spray that frame. And then we'll work the window. And then by proxy, that should get the frame. And the sill. Yeah, that's some really caked on stuff. We might have to come back. Widen that up. All right, lower window done. Lower window frame is still being worked on. Sill is being worked on. Yeah, that's what I thought. Low crawl. All right. So sill shouldn't take... There we go. So sill is good. Now we just have lower window frame. Let's see if we can get up. Yep, there it is. That's the grody bit that we need to take care of. All right, so that's frame and sill. One more frame here. All right, so the trim's good. All this is part of the surround. So we'll reach out and touch it with the pizza pan. Yeah, this is grody. I can barely see what we're even doing in here. Oh, good. The hinge was done. Yeah, definitely saving a lot of time on the surround with the pizza pern. And we got this over here we need to do, probably. Yellow. Yeah, we'll just get it the old-fashioned way from here. Because I don't think... Well, I say I don't think there's much, but there certainly is. Oh, there we go. Right under the lip there. Probably in the corners here. It still looks like quite a bit. Gnome, you plop there. It's almost like we're missing a whole section. Because that's wall trim. That's the dividing line. Oh, down there in the bottom? Could be. How do we miss this? Tell you think you're thorough. All right, door surround is good. Next surround. Whee! Is that a double jump? All right, so that will get that top part there. Part of this arch here. Oh, and then another window. Yeah, so this will be mainly window on the pizza, inside door frame. We can try to do the work, and then the sill will be after. Yeah, there we go. That got quite a bit. And the outside edge here. Still, what a view, huh? Gotta love working to that backdrop with Rushless, all covered in serene. Well, I don't know if you heard, but it might not be as serene as you think. We will see, of course. Yeah, so that's part of the window. So here's the lower frame. We got right there in the edge. Cool. We'll get lower window while we're here. And then sill. Should be easily done. Probably a few little nooks here that we need to get done. Come on, lower window. There you go. Well, that's really bad. Yeah, we need a lot of water to move off that. That was something. There we go. Nice. Then I think it's just a low crawl. Yeah, and getting that wall, like under this windowsill and whatnot, will be a little bit of a challenge. All right, sill done. So that's sill and window. We have this door surround. Then we had this window done and its surround. So let's work on this back door. Should be fairly easy. Everything looks to be straightforward in here. We're basically just shooting down a tunnel. All right, back door frame. Maybe on the inside. Yeah, there we go. So that's back door and back door frame. Patio will be left for last. Yeah, we got the lower window and that. We'll leave the front door as sort of the last thing we do. All right, so let's work on then. We'll move the lift out of the way. We'll move step ladders out of the way. The planter wall. Yeah, so we'll work on the planter. Hopefully we don't kill all these flowers. And I thought that would be planter wall done. Oh, inside? You cheeky bugger. There we go. Cool, so that's planter wall done. Low crawl and get all of the growtiness off the wall base. Definitely shimming. You're a low crawl master. And then we'll stand up and get right in the edge. Back to the low crawl here. And we'll go all the way around to the, the corner. And then I think there's some grody bits on the landing there, on the edge. And we'll do a stand, yep. Get that edge, and then we'll get right along the wall border here. All right, so wall base, where are you at? We already got this part clean. Or did we? That was a massive chunk taken out of that wall base. Right along the edge here. Yeah, we don't have much. Let me widen this up a bit. Cool. I don't know where it was. I mean, it was above that planter. But we got that taken care of. Yep, that's all good. We'll get this upper lip first. All right, start our low crawling. Matter of fact, Gnome, you head over here, step ladder, get you out of the way. Now be everything up to the window. little bit below. And the patio is going to be the nicest bit right along the edge of the wall here. Make sure we have a little bit of clearance. Cool. Let's get everything under the window. And call this the next zone done. There we go. Edge it. Hold on, no. We're going to need you to move too. All right, so while we're here, let's work on... Yeah, let's work on planner last. We'll keep up the wall. Right out of the grout work. Make sure we get to the edge. Then I believe... Cool. So right on the edge of the planter here, we'll get planter taken care of. And then don't forget that inside edge. Yeah, that's the grody part, really. There we go. All right, so if I believe everything, all we need to do is pizza pie the floor before we get to the door. All right, we'll do several laps around. Or, no, that's what I was going to do this time. I was just going to go back and forth, getting everything all the way around. And if these are individual sections, we can see how we're doing in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, it looks like they are individual sections. So let me just polish the rest of this floor here. Does the front count? Okay, so this is different floor. All right, now we know. So we might have to go nice and wide. Or is it the edge? Could be the edge. Let me make sure that the edges are good. All right, I do not see what is left in this floor section. If we hit everything, we'll get it. Maybe, yeah, along the... Whoops. Maybe in this crack here. No. Okay. Backside of here. Yes. So it's got that raised little bit. Cool. So now we know we can go up and down. And then once we have reached the end, we can come into the back lip here. But 81% done, you would think. That would be a lot closer than 81 with a few floor pieces to go in that front door. But I digress. Cool. Now we know what we're doing. Yeah, don't skip. Stay right on the floor. Yeah, we'll squat a little bit to save some steps, since this speed seems to get everything that we need it to. Yeah, so this floor section should be good. Cool. All right, so this section has a little bit more with the door. Yeah, I thought that drain was going to be separate, which was just another piece for it to count in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, definitely doing some good work. A few more floor sections to go. That will get right along the edge here. That should complete it. All right. There we go. It was almost like we were kind of low on pressure. It was acting like it was this thing, and then when I swapped back to it, it picked up and did what it was supposed to do. Yeah, we'll hit the top of the bricks with this. So all that we would have to do is the edge work. Cool. So now, get the little edge. And then 2 sections, 3 sections, possibly 4 to go, because we didn't hit all of the front door section. But we gotta be feeling like we're almost there. 91%. I didn't see what each floor section represented in the grand total percentage-wise. But we're definitely making a dent. All right, swirl. All done. Now this scaffold, can we move it? All right, so this scaffold is just here. It's going to be a little bit inconvenient. Once we're done with the floor, that's when I'll learn that there's like one little bit on the roof that I didn't know existed that we have to go back and get. But it's certainly not going to be a major thing. Yeah, I just love this thing, man. The amount of cleaning space it can do without slowing down. Nice and efficient. Oh, wow, I got it all even without... Cool. Without even swapping over. That's what I call squeaky clean. Yeah, because if we can get that inside edge with this thing, we'll save a lot of time. Right down the middle. Can we do something like this and get it? Yeah, sure thing. Last floor section, 97%. Yeah, so the floor is actually made up quite a bit. Yeah, we'll hit up the door with this. Last little vacuum. All right, so I'm not sure if there's a lip or an edge on this. We might have to come through with the actual washer, just as I thought. All right, so let's get the door frame. There we go. Front door hinge. Door frame getting absolutely hosed. Front door hinge there, front door sign. Got those. Got those, got that. All right, so all that's left is the front door knobs, mats, and the back door knobs. Well, there's the front door knobs done. Front door mat, that's done. Then just running back to the back door knob. All right. No surprises. Get it. Nice. $150, so we're at $23.50. Job is complete. Let's watch this in action here. Yeah, started with the outside furniture. Seems like years ago. Yeah, got the spout worked around. Got the sills. And then just started the outside edge. You've restored balance to the tea room. Stop by any time for a steamed bun and lavender tea on the house. That's what I'm talking about. So we're going to go back to base because we do have some equipment to buy before the end here. And we have $2,300, and we were going to do the medium duty Prime Vista 2400. Then we can get the soap nozzle for it. Then we will get the adaptable nozzle for it. Or do we want the extension? So if we get the extension and the turbo nozzle, there we go. Oh, there we go. Prime Vista 1500. And then change washer to the 2400. There we go. Now we're kicking with gas. And now I wonder, since we have it unequipped, can we go into our equipment and sell? No. Can't sell our light duty. But we do have now the Prime Vista 2400 medium duty. We have to manually adjust our angles here. We don't have the adaptable. But we do have the extender, and we do have the soap can. Oh, and the turbojet. Oh, yes, that's a wiggle wiggle. Nice. Cool. So, our next job, I'm not sure where we're heading. We are heading to the shooting gallery then. The Winterloof Carnival in Muckingham at the shooting gallery. For another $1,000. All right, so what do we do with the P? I wonder, is that cosmetics? Oh, it is. Okay, I thought we had to buy these. All right, so we can change our overall colors, our gloves. Gloves would be awesome because that's what we actually see. Yeah, purchase and equip. Cool. Got some gloves. And then other cosmetics then. Van cosmetics. A nice red van? Purchase and equip? Sure. Apply a skin to the van. So I thought we had to buy these. I didn't know they were perk points. That's cool. Outfit stylings. Yeah, so we can change between anything that we've purchased before. Career mode pack. Oh, we're not even 1/4 of the way through the career mode. Okay. So a lot of things to do, a lot of money to earn, and a lot of washers to build up to. But we have our first medium-duty washer, which I think will come in handy once we get to that amusement park shooting gallery. But that will do it for me, everyone. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next Power Wash Simulator video. Take care.